Hello, welcome to the Renaissance English History Podcast, Tudor Minute, your mostly daily dose for all things related to medieval and Renaissance English history. So, I'm actually here in Spain. This is where I live, y'all. This is like my town. Pretty crazy, huh? So I'm doing a Tudor Minute on the fly. Hannah and I are out for a walk because the weather's not so hot today. So, I was talking yesterday about Mary, Queen of Scots. Listen to that. Pretty neat. And when we left her, the Dauphin, he was king then, of France, had died, and she's a widow. She goes back to Scotland. Scotland's a mess. There's all this infighting between the nobles and all this clan kind of warfare. It's just kind of a mess. And also, because she's the queen and because she does have a claim to the English throne and she's kind of the de facto heir of Elizabeth, her marriage is a really big deal. Like who she decides to remarry is a really big deal. And she's only like 21, 22. She's really young to be in the position that she's in. And all the nobles, the men, think they can take advantage of her because she's like this young girl and she likes to party and blah, blah, blah. And it just kind of becomes a mess. So she did get remarried to a guy who was English. He was supposed to be being loyal. Hannah just threw something to Elizabeth and to her, but he really turned out to be a bit of a mess and a bit of a player and a bit of a spoiled brat. And so the nobles kind of had him killed, and Mary was actually implicated in his death because then 3 months later she married one of the guys who was the chief conspirator with the killing of her second husband. And there was this whole revolt in Scotland, and she had to abdicate in favor of her son James. And she thought that she would go to England, where Queen Elizabeth would protect her because she was a fellow queen and they were cousins, and she thought that she would be able to be protected. Wrong thinking. Queen Elizabeth essentially puts her under house arrest for 19 years. For 19 years, she couldn't go anywhere, do anything. She was just basically kept under house arrest. And there were all these plots surrounding her where different people were plotting to get rid of Elizabeth and put Mary on the throne. Yeah, just another second, sweetheart. And finally, eventually, she got caught up. She was plotting to escape from the very beginning because she was a queen and she was being kept prisoner. And Hannah, let's not do that right now. And so she was trying to escape. Yeah, put them back in there. She was trying to escape from the very beginning, but she wasn't trying to kill Elizabeth. But she didn't have this political acumen. She wasn't skilled in politics, and she wound up letting herself become implicated in all these different plots to get rid of Elizabeth. And so she was tried for treason, and she was executed when she was only 44 years old. But the real irony, of course, is that her son, James, became James I of England, and so he became the king of England and Scotland. And so in the end, her heirs did wind up becoming the monarchs of both England and Scotland, and surviving through the English Civil War and everything like that. And I'm going to go now. So to learn more about the Renaissance English History Podcast, you can go to http://englandcast.com. That's ENGLANDCAST.com, or you can go to facebook.com/englandcast. Thank you. Bye.